What's going on, guys? Back again with some Genesis content, and this time we are going to fix the car over here. We got a little issue right here. We got a rust spot, some bubbles all around the fender area. Time to make a tutorial on how to remove all of this and make it go from this to this. Jeez. That's why I got some of these things, right? You got a rust reformer, you got a rubberizer, and you got some primer. So this video is all about sanding down, taking off the rust, getting it down to bare metal. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start this. Alright, so for a bit of an extra security, I'm a little paranoid when it comes to things like this. I put 2 pieces of block wood underneath the, I think it's a control arm. I have no idea what it's called, man. I put this guy just under here. It's all metal. I got the jack stand, I got the jack. This should keep it up for, I don't know, 4 modes of safety. Now we're gonna go to the crazy part, which is gonna be sanding this down. I'm gonna hate this. I pretty much have what you call here sanding block. We are gonna start off with the 60. You also wanna pop the bumper out, so there's gonna be like a bolt here and a bolt here. And I think there might be like a bolt on the bottom somewhere around here, but yeah. That's gonna just pop the open. I just wanna have this part available. Yeah, screws over here and over here. And now I think you just gotta pull it, yeah, just like this. Of course you don't wanna break it or anything, but yeah, just pull it out that much. Okay, so eventually there's gonna be like some clips under here, but yeah, you can pretty much open it up like this. No, it's not broken. The top tabs do take a little bit of work, but other than that, we got this area pretty much clean, and all we have to do is probably just scrape it underneath here. And yeah, try and get an angle where you guys can actually see the rust. So over here, we're gonna take our 60 grit sanding block, and oh man, I'm gonna hate this, but yeah. So you wanna shave it down to like bare metal. Sanding works well. You can also try something like this. Let me take that off just to show you an idea. This actually grinded down pretty deep. Do not see any more rust. However, I do see some rust down here. If I don't get rid of it, it's gonna come back pretty good. All I'm gonna do, I need some Bondo filler. Now I'm just gonna do this behind the camera. Magic of editing, 1, 2, 3, boom. Well, I'll just discover something else. If you continue grinding down, you get to the bare metal, and look, there's all these rust spots on the bare metal. This white stuff, this is only Bondo, and this is like primer. So it looks like this has been covered before. Sanding block does take a while, so this one, I actually like this tool. Look how many layers there's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. As far as I can see, the rust didn't like go through. Now the other thing you want to do, right, is the inside of this. So this part over here. Yep. If you look here, yeah, it's not bad actually. See, this spot we gotta definitely grind down because that kind of just leads to this horrendous mess after a bunch of times. Okay, yeah, so we got this part eliminated. Everything else looks good here. Now we gotta get this part over here, and we gotta get the back side. I wanna say pretty much completely grinded down. Looking good and looking good. Okay, I also grinded down the circumference of the thing. Now on the inside, I also went ahead and grinded down some of the areas. As you can see, there's some rust over here. You can try and grind them down as best as you can. Once you have that grinded down, how many times did I say grind it down? Shit. You gotta use something like this. It's a rust reformer. Even if there's rust on the surface, this will at least convert the rust to a paintable surface, and it will inhibit the rust as well. Once you get that done, you want to use like this rubberized material undercoating. We are gonna do undercoating. In order for me to do undercoating, I'm just gonna like cover up for overspray. Cleaning up out the inside. I'm gonna take some alcohol. This time. Dude, this shit just fell off. What the hell? I don't know. I think that worked. Now if you're worried about overspray, I got a solution. Quickly take the alcohol and wipe down. So all you're gonna need is one coat, and you wanna let this dry for 24 hours. That's it for pretty much today. I will come back tomorrow then. Alright, peace out. Trying to get a decent imagery. But yeah, this is how it would look like. Rust Reformer definitely changed up the look. So once we have that done, we're gonna take alcohol, wipe down the surface, and then we're gonna use our protective layer, our rubberizing layer. This is our undercoat. So I'm gonna try and show what's on the inside. This camera work sucks. 2 very light coats, okay? 2 minutes apart. Put your wheel back on and lower this. Day number 3. Everything on the inside undercoated. What we got here? Bare metal. You don't see a single spot of rust. Nothing, nowhere. Where do we go from here? We're gonna use something called a Dent Repair Kit. It's basically body filler by a company called Bondo. All you get in this pack, you get your Bondo filler, you get the spot putty, you get your hardener, you get like this thing, I don't know what you call it. What we're gonna do is just like create our compound and just lather it on the same spots over here. So you want to use some alcohol or adhesion remover because I don't trust myself. That's how we mask off here, here, and there. Cool. Yeah, just a closer look, something like this. How to apply the Bondo? 2-to-1 ratio. 2 of this, 1 of this. Gonna squeeze it out. I feel like this could be more than enough of what I need. I'm gonna use half of this. You don't need all of them, just a little bit. Okay, and now we mix it. Mix it until it's like a pure mixture. You don't see any red separated from the gray. Now we're going to apply it onto the car itself. Like you just want to squeeze it, like press it down. Make sure it's all filled up. Try not to get it onto your wheel. Bondo is a pain in the ass. This probably took 3 attempts to get it. As you can see, I got it in other places, but I might need to do another layer because I do see like a uneven spot. This is how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna wait half an hour before we sand this down. All right, it's been half an hour and yeah, this is rock solid. So we're gonna sand this down. We're gonna use 80 grit sandpaper. Man, after a lot of sanding, I can say with confidence, this is not that smooth. So I'm gonna have to put another layer because there's some deep spots here and there. Like this feels really nice, but then I kind of screwed up over here and over here, right? But yeah, this is pretty much the process. So we'll add a second layer of filler, no problem. Round 2 of the Bondo. I used a little bit of too much hardener. That's okay. This one should at least fill in all the deep ridges or whatever you call them. Yeah, I'm gonna let this harden, come back half an hour, and then sand it down with some 80 grit. Kind of did it behind the scenes, sanding it down, but this is as smooth and even as it can get. This looks sick. This used to be like a pit, like a giant ass pit, but this looks really nice. Very smooth, very even. Once you sand it down with 80 grit, you want to use 180 grit. Man, and it's so smooth to the touch, so nice. And just be gentle with it. Just let the sandpaper do all the work. If I run my thumb through this, look at that. Smooth, entirely smooth. Like that's so amazing. Even over here. Okay, so once we do the 180, we can continue sanding or we can use something like this. This is a glazing spot putty. Pretty much it fills up all the pinholes. You don't need any hardening. All you do is just put a light dab right across it. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so we're gonna come back after, we'll just let this dry after 15 minutes. We're gonna use 320 grit. Nice, comes out all red. Okay, that is that smoothed out, and oh man, that's so smooth. It's crazy how smooth that is. Okay, so we gotta clean up this entire area. This looks nasty. I'm gonna get a blower. Trick I like to use, bend the paper, keep it like that. Okay, this is my setup of masking off. Looks kind of funny, but hey, it works. Alright, so now we're gonna use primer. What you wanna use is a filler primer. Basically, as it says, fills deep scratches and sands easily. We're gonna use 3 coats, 10 minutes in between. And that's it. Wow, look at that. If you look closely, nice and feathered in. This is exactly how it should be. I'm really happy for this. We're gonna let this dry for half an hour, and then we can use our sandpaper 650 grit and sand it down. Let's go ahead, remove all of this stuff. Look at that. See this feathering? That's beautiful. That's called art. Lot better. No more rust. So here we are the next day. I let this dry pretty well. It's very nice actually. It's a nice gradient finish. We are gonna sand this down with 600. We're gonna do some wet sanding. You wanna go outside of the region, eh? Try to make it as smooth as possible. Try not getting any resistance. After sanding, cleaning everything up, wow, this feels so smooth. You can't even tell this ever had like some kind of gap. Like this is amazing. So you got two options. You can go to a paint shop, let them paint this, or you can paint this yourself. I'm gonna go to a paint shop because basically if I were to buy the material and paint it, I would need to paint from this panel line over here. And pretty much the cost of this entire thing is almost similar. So I'd rather just get a professional to do this. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.